Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an ELC EVEN 90. It's a Tier 8 French premium light tank. It's located on the defending team of Kraftwerk, and it's a Frontline game. And the player is Aurorik78 of SAMS. Now, you may have been missing a few videos from me for the past, week. Yes, I have been rather ill, very ill actually. There was 2 moments where I didn't think I was going to make it, but I've managed to survive meanwhile for a little while. I've woken up twice in the night where I thought I was about to die, but luckily I didn't. I'm still undergoing tests from the doctors, so I don't know if they're going to be able to heal me or not. But it's put me off my food, and it's made me rather trepidatious about going to bed. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. Well, luckily that renegade's gone, and he got squalled. Yes, he got hit by our teammates. Unfortunately, Aurorik has lost a huge amount of hit points, and he should try and pull back and get some health. He can, of course, do that. Okay, so the situation is, regards my health, is that it's going to be an ongoing thing for the next couple of weeks. I've got to have a scan by the hospital to check and find out what's happened to my heart, and if it's recoverable. Do they actually need to put a stent in? Is it something else? But certainly something is very, very wrong, because I shouldn't be waking up in the middle of the night feeling like I'm suffocating. And literally, I am suffocating. Yes, in fact, I have to keep trying to breathe hard, extremely hard, to try and stay alive. Some sort of like hyperventilating, you might say. That Charlemagne needs to get into cover as well and get some health. He's very low now, down to 25. So that's the situation at the moment. Still waking up during the day feeling absolutely awful, and if I try to get any work done, I feel like, throwing up most of the time, but mostly it's down to the fact that I've got no energy because I'm basically not eating properly. Well, we can see rounds are coming in, and they've hit that Charlemagne, but they didn't hit us as such, or at least they bounced off. And we can see the enemy in the AMX M449 is probably spotting for the guy who's a little further over, the Barask and the P44, and they're trying to get us, but they failed to do so because we've got a wreck behind us now as well, and the wreck has sort of like protected us. Now, in these battles, we normally have the protection of 2 other platoon mates. There's Asher, and the other one is Jean-Louis, or JL. Ooh, that enemy brass went down. And you can see that Aurorik is using the Rex to actually protect himself, but also to block the enemy and stop them from capturing this zone. The only problem is he can't cover both sides, and yeah, unfortunately, eventually one of the enemy tanks did get a hit, and it was the 7032, I think it was. Anyway, we're ready for deployment. You can see the equipment, improved vents, rammer, a bounty rammer, and a bounty turbo. In fact, he's changing his vehicle, and he's switching to the LT432, I think. And that one has a CBS, the exhaust or bounty exhaust, and the coated optics. And he's actually decided to go in one of his favorite tanks. Yes, the T92. Not to be confused with the Tier 10 American Arty. This is his favorite light tank in the game. And we do have some replays featuring the T92 to do, and I think I may have mentioned that before, but that was before I suddenly became unwell. Now, in some of these battles, you see him actually work with his teammates just to spot the enemy, not to actually do anything about the enemy as such. You can see there he's using his 76mm main gun to try and get some damage on that enemy tank. But he's mostly just trying to tell his teammates where the enemy is so they can do something about it. So he's actually spotting for the team. And lovely, look at that jump, the way he jumped up that cliff there, right into the bush, and the enemy couldn't actually see him do that. So they've got no idea this bush is actually occupied. The T92 with its 76 is actually capable of 150 alpha, and with the premium APCR, it's actually capable of doing, as we're showing there, 189mm of pen. He's actually not carrying any premium rounds, which would normally do 230mm, and it's heat rounds. And notice how he's repositioning himself there to try and avoid that AP AMX from actually spotting him. And he's getting too close. Yeah, so he has to move. He actually fired at 52, I think it was the mark. But he is getting shots into this guy, telling him to go away. But unfortunately, we would have been spotted. So he has to get rid of the guy, and now he can go back to finding another spot to hide in. There is another bush over here, you can possibly use that. Okay, he's gone unspotted now. Yes, that Scorpion, I believe, did manage to get a piece of that Auto Pronto, or the AP rather. We did get spotted by the Renegades, so we have to pull back. 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. Of course, he's actually incredibly well practiced in this tank. Of course, it's a rather unusual tank in the sense that you can see it's almost a tank in 2 halves. And the commander is in one cupola and the gunner in the other. Of course, the driver down below. Now, it is a 4-man crew, but, oh, he jumped there. It's actually an airborne tank. That was the idea, to create a tank, a light tank that can actually be moved. So you might say it's actually a American version of the AMX ELC in a sense, or the ELC EVEN 90. Unfortunately, he did get spotted by the enemy when he rammed one of them, and now they tried to fire back. Ow! And that hurt, because he's now lost 2/3 of his hit points, and he got an ammo racked as well. So he's sort of like thanking the Scorpion for intervening there. Can't use that bush, but he can possibly use the other one. Okay, he's back into the bush again. Very unlikely that the enemy knows that he's here. They know that he's around the area, and the Blisk is moving forward, which, well, he's probably going to find the enemy just over the other side of that ridge. But we're seeing a 416 moving to the right. In fact, he's decided to pull back, because that 416 is going to go around him. I've seen some players, and I think it was actually Aurorik, play on this map, and they knew certain areas of the map completely. It was almost like it was scored into their brain. They knew where all the curves, all the good spots were to actually spot the enemy and keep them in sight, and even use their gun against the enemy whilst they were double bush. So it seems that he's got a photographic memory of where everything is to enable him to use it. He's decided to get some health, and he's fully charged. sometimes if you can just keep your vehicle fully charged, you don't actually need to do any damage, just to spot your team to enable them to do the damage instead. Oh, okay, well these guys are possibly going to see him, especially the Shrek. Yeah, he's been spotted. It's either him or it's the turtle that's been spotted. But he's deciding to get close, and the Blesk is already taking damage.
The bomb squad has arrived and is ready to lay mine.
The enemy's lost the Shrek, but but now we're going for the turtle, and he's put the mines in. Yep, there goes the mines. And stay on the side of this guy. Don't let his gun get to bear. Keep him rotating. He's already up to captain. If the guy moves into the minefield, then oh, he's taking damage, and he's gone. I think, was that the Blesk? It was the Blesk. Okay, we've taken a round from the 416. We don't want to take another one if we can help it. Ow, we did. And that's 625 hit points gone. If I remember correctly, the 416 has got a 122. So only losing 600 hit points is not so bad, considering what he might have actually taken in instead. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a 100mm gun. Type 59 appeared for a brief moment. He's double bush, so he's okay, or at least he's got the bush mechanic working in his favour. There are a number of enemy tanks over there, though. And he does have to keep aware of them, because look, there is one there. Now that one actually looked like it went for the bustle. Get another shot in. You can see where it's bounced, actually. The shells didn't go through, neither did that one. Okay. Oh, he's being restored on his hit points because somebody else has got the skill to enable him to do that. And he's managed to collect so much spotting, 3,268 so far. He's got the communications expert up and running as well, which means he's got the 2.5% extra on crew skills. Now, turning his vehicle around so he can make a fast escape. Got a GSAW 1010 there. And now he's being inspired. Now, I would have thought that he would actually have the, what's it? Not the spotting skill, not the one I'm thinking of. That he would actually be able to send out spotter planes to find out where the rest of the enemy is. That one went over the engine deck, but he can get the kill. Oh, how did that miss? Okay, get him the next one. He's still not getting it. What is going on? I got it this time. I'm saying you ought to ask for his money back for that shell because it should have hit the target. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me if every now and then I cough or splutter a bit. That's also a symptom of what I've got at the moment, is that I tend to cough quite a lot. Luckily at the moment I'm not coughing.
Requesting support.
I think this is the area that I've seen him play in before. Aurorik, he's just got certain areas which he plays in, and he knows them completely so well. He knows exactly where he can take advantage of the enemy. And the enemy's just not able to spot him because, of course, he knows where all the blind spots are. Okay, that Type 63 is getting closer. But yeah, his sixth sense must have gone off. And he must have realised. And here comes the shells being fired in that general direction. And he's going to put the mines in. Oh, he's got very close to this guy. Did he track him just there to keep him in place? And now he's going to guide him through the minefield, so... Oh. Yeah, well, we did lose some health down to the Lorraine. Oh. And it seems the GeForce 1008 was waiting for us to pop out so he could shoot us. But we do seem to be doing rather well on the flank that we're actually playing at the moment. Of course, this is the F zone, isn't it? Now, in this one, he's actually decided to go with the Squall instead, which, of course, as you know, is 5cm main gun, which is capable of doing, well, 8 hit points of damage with each shot. But with each clip, you've got 100 shells, so you can do a lot of damage very, very quickly because it's a very fast automatic gun. 2 barrels, so it's pumping those rounds out incredibly quickly. Okay, getting close again. Neatly avoided the recharge zone. If he can block one of these zones, it really does inconvenience the enemy in terms of not allowing them to move forward. Oh no, he's got the guy by the rear. So yes, he's just torn him a new rear. And oh, he's got Major now as well. Okay, so he's recharging, reloading. And he's just spotted that Lorraine, the Lorraine 15551, the guy who actually fired at him only a short while away. And yes, the Lorraine is running for his life.
General has entered the field.
He's running for his life. Oh, and one of our team has actually just got General. Well,
The enemy has reached our artillery battery.
it doesn't show that he actually got any penetrations on that Lorraine at all, but he certainly frightened the guy. I think I would be frightened if somebody was blasting an automatic gun at me, making life very inconvenient. He's now got a Skoda T56 to his right and the Brask up ahead. And of course the Brask, very vulnerable to an automatic gun like this because it will literally strip him to pieces. He doesn't have much in the way of armor, but he doesn't want to get hit by that Skoda if he can help it.
Squad has arrived and is ready to lay mine.
Okay, so he's going to try... Oh, he's going after the LT432. Oh, and he rams the guy. And then he's sitting on top of the guy now. Unfortunately, we died. But he's already stored up enough equipment, or enough tanks rather, to keep going, and he will be in right away with a LT432. Game on. Of course, LT432, 85mm main gun, standard APCR, 180 alpha, 176mm of pen. He's not carrying any HE or any premium rounds as usual. So it is as usual that he doesn't carry premium rounds simply because he doesn't believe in them. You can actually get what you want if you aim at the right spots on the enemy. Now, we remember this area before, didn't we? Because, of course, he was in this area when he was in the T92. And so he's basically covering the same ground, making sure that the enemy can't get in. Now, the Skoda is somewhere around this area. Or at least he was seen. So we're headed into enemy territory where we think that there might be a Skoda. Wow! Got some airtime there.
Objective 2 under attack.
Okay, so one of our objectives is being dealt with, but look at this. There's the Skoda. Bad health. One shot, and he gets a kill. Oh, but he did get spotted, so he has to pull down. Question is, who spotted him? It's a possibility it's somebody over here, and it might be that Millie. Oh, Meal, sorry, not a Millie. Which, of course, is the Barask by another name. Wargaming.
Has entered the field.
Wargaming does like bringing in tanks by another name, which are already in the game.
Arrived. We have lost objective 2.
Oh, we've lost another one. Now, looking to lay a minefield down, and this. The CS-52 list, the Polish tank, medium tank. Oh, he's managed to trap him in a minefield, and now he's going around him one by one and getting him out the game with next shot. Yep. And we're into overtime by 1 minute 27 seconds. So it looks like the enemy is now starting to worry because, of course, their failure to take this zone is actually having a substantial effect upon the battle. If they're not careful, the enemy team might actually lose this game purely by the fact that they failed to take this zone. And oh, we found another one, the Kampfpanzer 07. And we're pumping shells into him to keep him docile. He seems to be focusing on us, but he's gone. Who's next? Oh, we've got another one. And are we going to stay with the Nomad? And we've got another general. Unfortunately, he managed to get the other side of our teammate. And we lost our armor rack again. But he's gone. And we've got an Iron Army now. So it's kill as many of the enemy as we can. And this one is on fire. And he's out. Okay, we're going to go around the building and hopefully we'll catch the enemy when we do. Well, there's an XM57. He's also going around the building at the same time. So I think we're going to use the health to get back some of our energy. Restore our hit points. And there we go. Got it. Now they are, yes, we lost one of our zones. And it's this zone as well, which means we have to vacate it now. Which is unfortunate. It gives the enemy a little more time. We're some distance away from the restore line, or is it not the restore line? But we aren't ranked general now. Actually, I didn't see that actually happen, but it's now showing that we've got the rank of general. So I reckon two people were promoted to general at the same time, and Aurorik must have been one of them, and it just had a different name for the other. Look at the XM just sitting there out in the open. Yeah, well, he's gone. We've got to leave the zone quickly, otherwise we're going to be on the receiving end. We've only lost one of 3 objectives so far.
Our general has entered the field.
And there's another general.
And is ready to lay mine.
Okay, so he does have the reconnaissance skill in this one.
Objective 4 under attack.
Okay, we probably do have to do something about that one though, because if we've lost one of 3 and they're working on the 4th at the moment, we need to get closer to get rid of those. Now the good thing is we're coming up behind the enemy, so they're pretty sure they're not going to actually spot us until we open fire. We just saw a P-44 Pantera off to our right, but it's this BZ-76 who's going to start feeling a little pinching feeling in his rear when he suddenly realizes there's an enemy tank there. In fact, he's going after the BZ-176. There you go. Hello. And he's engaging it. The mines have popped up. Oh, he got the guy. So we've only lost one of 4 objectives at the moment, not one of 3. It's saying objectives lost 1 of 3, but in fact, actually, you can see right at the top of the screen. And oh, that was useful. The AAT-60 went down. There are enemies over to our left. This area is pretty heavily occupied. Just trying to stop the enemy from incurring in this area. Incursing? Not incursing. Okay, we did get spotted by the Brask, I think. Hello. Well, he managed to get one round off, but unfortunately we've taken 2 rounds. And now we're low on hit points as well. And yeah, unfortunately, well, we managed to get past the T-832, the Terminator tank, but the meal got us. And now you can see that they've only got, well, according to this, 23 minutes. But they've only managed to get 1 objective out of the 4. And we're back in, but this time round we've got the squall. Of course, the reload time for the squall is 19.18 by the book. And I think his reload is considerably faster. And another general joined, so there's a lot of generals on our team. But I'm pretty sure Aurorik got his very quickly.
Our general has entered the field.
He says he often makes a general in his light tanks 10 times so far. And he doesn't go for damage in Frontline, he plays the objectives and helps his teammates. And that's what his job as a light tank is supposed to be. And you can see already he's got 5,025. Oh, and he just disposes of that guy with a few brief shots. Okay, we've got a Brask there. And they're very susceptible to this 5cm gun. He's going to hit the Carnarvon in the rear. And he goes down as well. But he's in reload. And unfortunately, he did go through the health thing there. Ow. Yes, there's not much he could do about that. Okay, so he's going to have to wait just for a little while. And he's chosen to go the Bisonte, I think, but they've won the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and you can see that Aurorik didn't get any, it's not showing any medals because it is showing his stats, and I think he did rather well in this game. If we look at the team scores, we can see that there he is. 1,164 hit points of damage. This is just for the squall. 1 kill and 582. Of course, it works out. I think isn't it the combined damage of the Frontline games? And you actually get the figures for the rest of the battle. I'm not sure if yes, I think this is for the score for the entire battle was 43,899 credits and 21,950 to reserve. And of course, because his ammunition costs are relatively light, he actually got a profit of 31,996 credits. I'm not sure if that is actually just the results for the score as such, but it's showing a number of shots fired. I think those are the figures for the score, actually. But I don't believe that that is the actual amount that he actually took home. 1,396 experience points for the score alone on that game. So, yes, he did reach General and he did successfully stop the enemy. I don't play that much in the way of Frontline, so I couldn't tell you exactly why and how the scores are all worked out. But I've relatively stayed away from Frontline, tried not to put it on our channel, but it is useful to see how Aurorik actually plays it in a light tank, because he often plays in a light tank on this map and all the other Frontlines, so you can actually show us how he actually monopolizes certain areas of the map, takes advantage of the enemy. Hope you enjoyed that battle. If you did, I've got another one coming, so do stick around and hopefully that one will amuse you as well.